Hey Internet, welcome to Thermodynamics tutorial. This is a made-up question not found in your textbooks. This is most likely an exam question or an assignment question given how long it takes to calculate. Much like the previous questions, we are dealing with the volume flow rate. So instead of specific volume, it's volume flow rate, and we're dealing with error rates as usual. So we got carbon dioxide flowing through a pipe at a pressure of 3 MPa. Inlet temperature is 500 Kelvin. Mass flow rate is 2 kilograms per second. And the outlet temperature is 450 Kelvin. Find the volume flow rate and density for both inlet and exit for ideal gas, and then for compressibility chart. Then find the error rate for ideal gas and compressibility chart. We're going to assume the pipe is uniform, so we only have to calculate density once because there is only one gas. So if you're mixing gases, then you would have a difference in density change. Okay. Step 1, draw your free body diagram, your FBD. This will help you visualize the problem. Step 2, list all the given variables, find the unknowns. So that should be inlet. Okay, step 3, find the inlet volume flow rate formula. V dot is equal to M dot multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by P. So M dot's mass flow rate, R is your gas constant, it's missing, so we need to find it. T is your absolute temperature, this is given, and P is pressure. Step 4, find the gas constant for carbon dioxide. This can be found using Google, or it is at the back of your textbook. It's 0.1889 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. Step 5, find the inlet volume flow rate. We first convert MPa to kPa. So 3 MPa to 3000 kPa. The reason why we do this is because kilojoules is actually kPa meters cubed. So we want to cancel out the units. So our inlet volume flow rate is 0.062967 meters cubed per second. Step 6, find the inlet density formula. So this symbol is rho for density, and let me just change the initial to inlet. Okay. Just for clarity, it makes students may be confused. Why is it initial when it clearly states it's inlet? You could argue it's similar, but inlet and initial aren't the same thing, so for consistency, I'll make sure they're all inlet. Okay, so rho is equal to P divided by RT. So we've got all of these, so we just plug and play for step 7. So it is 31.76 kilograms per meter cubed. Density stays constant because of a single type gas. Same for the outlet, so we don't have to calculate it twice. So it would be different if you're mixing gases, so then the density would change. Step 8, find the outlet volume flow rate. It's the same as the inlet, but we change the temperature. So it is M dot R T divided by P. So step 9, find the outlet volume flow rate. and everything's given in the question, and we found the gas constant, so we just plug and play. So it is 0.056670 meters cubed per second. Step 10, find the compressibility of the inlet. I do apologize. I've written initial, but just note that I'm going to change it to inlet. Okay, so the volume flow rate of the inlet compressibility is equal to the Z factor multiplied by the mass flow rate multiplied by the gas constant multiplied by the temperature divided by pressure. So we've seen this before, but now we've got this Z factor for the chart. So step 11, we need to find the Z factor. So we need to find the reduced pressure and reduced temperature, then use the chart. We're going to use the Python open source chart. For copyright reasons, we can't use the textbook one. Okay. Step 12, find reduced pressure formula. So note that since it is at a constant pressure, both the inlet and outlet reduced pressure ratios will be the same. So reduced pressure is equal to the inlet pressure in this case, but also for the outlet because it's the same pressure, divided by the critical pressure. So step 13, we need to find a critical pressure. This will be found in your table at the back of your textbook, or you can Google search it, which is 7.39 MPa. Step 13, find the reduced pressure. So it is 0.4059 for your pressure ratio of the reduced pressure. Step 15, we want to find the reduced temperature formula, and it'll be the inlet temperature divided by the critical temperature. Step 16, find the critical temperature. It'll be in the same table as your gas constant, which is 304.2 Kelvin. Step 17, find the reduced temperature, the temperature ratio. So that's 1.643. Step 18, we can now find the inlet Z factor. So we've got these two ratios. Now we're just going to switch over to our Python. Let me just run it. Okay, give me a second. Alright. So we'll just plug in the numbers. So this is the pressure ratio and temperature ratio. I call it a ratio because the units cancel out, so there is no units, so that's why I call it a ratio. Okay, so for engineering students, how you read this chart is you follow the curve for your temperature reduced temperature. You follow it, and then for your reduced pressure, you go vertically up. Once they intersect, then you move left, and this will be your compressibility Z factor. So in your textbook, you're probably going to have to estimate, whereas this open source chart will calculate it for you. Okay, so that's how you actually read the chart, even in real life. Follow the curve and then have your line drawn straight up. Once they intersect, you go to the left. Okay, so the Z factor is 0.9478. Alright. Step 19. we can now find the inlet volume flow rate for compressibility chart. So as you can see, we just plug and play. We've got the gas constant and we just found the Z factor. So that becomes 0.059680 meters cubed per second. So next up, step 20, we want to find the compressibility density formula. So similar as before, but now we've got P divided by ZRT. So step 21. Okay. So we just plug and play, and our density for compressibility is 33.51 kilograms per meter cubed. So step 22, find the outlet. My apologies, I've put final for the outlet, so I've just corrected that. Okay, so our volume flow rate, V dot, outlet compressibility is equal to the Z factor outlet multiplied by the mass flow rate multiplied by the gas constant multiplied by the outlet temperature divided by pressure. So once again, we find the outlet Z factor. So the pressure ratio or reduced pressure is the same. We just need to find the reduced temperature outlet. Same formula, but just different outlet temperature. So we don't need to find the critical temperature again. Okay, so step 25. We find the temperature ratio for the outlet, which is 1.479. Step 26. So we need to find the Z factor. We'll plug it in again. So only thing changes is the reduced temperature or temperature ratio. So we'll change that. Okay, so 0.9388. Confirmed. Okay, 27. Find the compressibility outlet flow rate. We now just plug and play. So it becomes 0.053202 meters cubed per second. So now we can find the error rate formula for the inlet. I do apologize. I've took a skeleton template and replaced it, so you'll find that I've got initial instead of inlet, so I'm replacing them as I go. So error rate is equal to the volume flow rate inlet minus the volume flow rate inlet compressibility divided by the volume flow rate inlet compressibility. Okay, so in step 5, you'll find this value. Step 19, you'll find this value. When you plug it in, you get 5.5077%. Alright, step 30, find the error rate density formula, similar to the volume flow rate, so it's just inlet minus the inlet compressibility divided by the inlet compressibility. Okay, step 31, we now just plug and play. So these are the values found in step 7 and 20 respectively. And it becomes 5.22% for your error rate. Now we find the outlet error rate of the formula volume flow rate. Oh, that is correct. Okay. So step 33. So here are the values from step 9 and step 26 respectively. Okay. There's no need to go back and forth. I guess you can rewind the video if you want to. Alright, so you plug and play. It'll be 6.51% error rate. So disclaimers. The method is correct, however I do make calculation mistakes, and as you saw throughout the video, I was changing typos. I do apologize. I encourage you to solve it yourself and see if you get the same answer. Now before we leave, I highly encourage you to save this video onto your PC just in case this video or channel gets taken down. While I follow all copyright laws, sometimes things happen. You can do this by using Snipping Tool. If you never used Snipping Tool before, follow these instructions. If you're on a Mac, use the Mac equivalent of Snipping Tool. Click on the icon in your taskbar. If it's not there, go to your Windows search, type in Snipping Tool, open up the program. Click on Video option, click on New. Left click and drag the rectangle to cover the YouTube screen. This is just an example. Hit the Start button. In the Snipping Tool, wait for the countdown. Hit the replay button on YouTube, let the video finish. Hit the red square in Snipping Tool to stop recording and then save your video. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share with your friends because this is a made up question, so they probably won't be able to find it. If you got questions, comments, or if you find the mistake in the video, leave it in the comment section. If you want to support me, become a member or drop a super thanks. Until next time, see ya.